Hello and welcome to New WS News. I'm Nicky Smith and I'm here today speaking to Principal Mahoney for UWS. Principal Mahoney, thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks, Nicky. Great to be here.
Thank you. Now, I've just got to ask, first of all, what attracted you to the job of Principal of UWS?
Well, I wanted to be in an institution like UWS. We have a multi-campus provision. We've got a comprehensive portfolio. We make a difference to people's lives. Students go on to wonderful jobs beyond that. It fitted my skill set. I'm desperately committed to learning and teaching, underpinned by research, and the university's got great capabilities. So coming here was an easy choice if they were prepared to select me.
Yeah. Now, UWS have been ranked as low as 120 out of 124 UK unis. What are your plans to get UWS up the rankings?
Yeah, when you look at the metrics in the tables that rank universities, there are some things that we can make some quick or relatively easy wins with, and part of that's about investment. Spending more money on our libraries, on our estates. It's about improving the student experience. We lose too many students that don't complete their degree at the moment, so understanding why students drop out and what we can do about that is pretty important, and we've got some plans to invest in that and find ways of sorting that out. The Research Excellence Framework, which is the assessment done every 5, 6, 7 years by the UK government on research excellence, has just been completed. If we get a better grading in that, that will automatically improve our ranking in the tables as well. So there's a number of different things which are a part of that process to determine where we fit in the ranks. And if we get all those things right, then we will find ourselves rising up. And I have huge desires for us to move very much up that table over the coming years, but also in other tables that are published as well.
Perfect. Now, you did mention the library in your answer there. You also said that the UWS library has just won an award, is that correct? Yeah,
the library here on the Air campus has recently won a Sconnell Award, which is a National Libraries Award for its provision for students, and so we're delighted at that. We won that title recently. In fact, I'm making a presentation later this afternoon to the library staff in regard to that.
Fantastic. Now let's talk a wee bit about your past. We have it down here that you were at Southampton FC as a sports psychologist. What was that like?
Yeah, it was great. I've worked with a few Premier League clubs, and Southampton was the first of those, having said that, and it was a great experience. I went there firstly when Graham Souness was the manager. He chose to move on. That was his choice, not anybody else that was in the club. And David Jones took over, and in the 2 seasons I worked with them, we took them to within the top 10 in the Premier League, which they'd not been in before.
No, definitely.
So we had some great results, and I was delivering the psychology. I had other colleagues who were delivering medical and physiological support and biomechanics support as well. So we put in place a sports science package, which is still there now, and they've employed permanent staff. I was doing an academic job as well as being their sports psychologist.
Sounds great. One of the things when I was doing my research on you, Professor Mahoney, was it said that one of your proudest professional achievements was being a sports psychologist for the All-Ireland Gaelic football winners, Derry County. What did that entail?
Yeah, I mean, it still is the greatest achievement I think I've made in sport. I've had some wonderful experiences as well doing other things. Gaelic football is a huge sport in Ireland, and it's very much like Australian football, where the country from where I'm born. And so it was great when I was invited to come and work with the Derry County team in 1992. They'd won the league championship a number of times, so a normal league that football players would play regardless of the code. And the All-Ireland Championship is a knockout competition like the FA Cup, so if you get beaten, you're out. They'd never won this championship in 112 years of trying, and so we put together a plan and a package to try and win that. And in my very first season with them, we won the All-Ireland Championship. It was a wonderful experience in front of a crowd of 84,000 people in Croke Park in Dublin, televised to 80 million people worldwide, and it was something which is incredibly special. They held a 20-year celebration of that last year. I went to the event in County Derry, and it was great to see the players again 20 years on after winning it. The disappointment, because there's a disappointment as well, is that the team was good enough to have won multiple championships. And unfortunately we didn't. We lost in the very first round the next year by 1 point to the team that went on to win the championship. And I think the reasons for that for me are very much around my guys were still celebrating the win the previous year. We weren't fully fit. We nearly won a match that we lost by 1 point, and the team that beat us won the championship. If we'd just won that game, I'm convinced we would have won a second championship and probably then been on a roll of multiple championships, which is what I wanted. They haven't won it again in the last 20 years.
It sounds like a very special thing to be a part of.
It was incredibly special, and as I say, I do rate it as, in combination with both my own professional experiences as a sport performer and those which I've done as a sports psychologist, the most outstanding thing I've ever experienced. It was brilliant.
Fantastic. Now, as I said, thank you very much for taking time out of your day to join us. So what we're going to do to end the interview is we're going to do a wee quiz based on your native Tasmania.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we've got 5 questions. Okay, the first one of them is multiple choice. So what distance from the mainland, from the shore of mainland Australia is Tasmania in kilometres?
You're giving me a multiple choice. So
yes, we have 240, 260 or 280 kilometres.
Geez, they're all pretty close.
I'm not going to make it easy on you.
It's 120 miles. So I'd say what was your first one? 220.
240.
240. 240. I'd say 240.
Correct. 1 for 1 so far.
Yes.
Now that stretch of water that separates Australia and Tasmania, what's that called?
It's called Bass Strait, and it's the most consistently choppy piece of water anywhere in the world.
That is 2 for 2 and an extra bonus point for the wee knowledge bit there. That's great. Thank you. Now. Tasmania has 2 first-class cricket teams, the men and the women's teams. What are their names?
The men's team, I'm pretty sure, is the Tigers.
Mm-hmm.
The women's team, I would struggle with. I'm not sure. Let me have a guess. The Eucalypts.
Unfortunately, they are the Tasmanian Roar. The women's team are the Roar. Now, what animal is on Tasmania's flag?
The Tasmanian tiger.
I believe, we had a lion down here. However, you would know a lot more than I would, so I'm definitely going to give you that as
it's a Tasmanian tiger, which is now extinct, unfortunately.
Now, what nickname does Tasmania have? We've got 3 options down here that you can go, so if you get any one of them.
Well, it used to be called the Apple Isle. That's probably not on your list, is it?
No, we've got that. Yeah, we've got Apple Isle.
Nickname for Tasmania. Tassie is another name often referred to. I can't think of a third one, but the Apple Isle was probably the most common one.
We also had the Isle of Inspiration and the Holiday Isle.
Yeah, sorry, the latter one is a promotional tourist activity one, yeah. Not familiar with the middle one.
No. Well, amazingly, Principal, you managed to get 6 out of 5, so that's a fantastic achievement there. So again, I'd just like to thank you for taking your time out of your busy day to join us, and that's all we have time for on UWS News. So thank you very much for joining us. Have a good day.